Okay, so a little something before we start off. I just want to say that this is the first of a two-part series that I'm doing covering Logan Paul's scam allegations. This video will be the CoffeeZilla, the side of CoffeeZilla's story, and next episode that will come out either this month or next month at the latest, next month at the earliest this month, will be Logan's side of the story. So we will get into that. I did this all on stream, so yeah. And I don't know how long this is going to be, but I hope you enjoy it. Goobers. Ah! I forgot to record this part, so just imagine me talking. What's up, goobers? Let me just tell you, today we are covering the Logan Paul scam situation, or the Logan and CoffeeZilla beef situation. Yay! So, let's get right into the video. Alright, okay. Oh, yeah, I should probably tell my non-stream watchers. This is live. So, we're just going to experiment with it, see how it goes. Ow, my face. Just going to see how it goes. Fuck it. Okay, alright, let's get into it. Okay, also, oh my god, my face is so bright. Let me just tell you the order I'm going in. I'm going in release dates. I have, CoffeeZilla's video. Well, not exactly, Logan Paul's response to CoffeeZilla. I also have, I should probably, move that a little bit up here. I have the biggest fraud in Logan Paul's scam, and ending Logan Paul's biggest scam. I also have, as I said, the Logan Paul CoffeeZilla response, re-uploaded. And then I have an Impulse video, and then I just have a few... Yeah, I just have Ludwig's thoughts, because I just realized my headset is on full max, so you said something loud, it would hurt.
How much did you guys make in Crypto Zoo?
I lost around $50,000 in crypto zoo.
I lost $40,000.
I lost around $15,000
Ow.
US dollars.
I lost $25,000.
$120,000.
$500,000 Australian, which is $500,000 in Crypto Zoo.
Hold up. If that one guy lost $500,000, what the hell? That means Logan Paul is in the millions of dollars just from this one stunt, dude. Can we just, make a petition to delete Logan Paul off the internet? Can we make a petition to do that? I don't want him here. He sucks. It's like, oh, who do you hate most sharing this platform with? And it's like, I gotta say Logan Paul. The Paul brothers in general. Jesus, fuck, bro.
Doesn't have to scam to make money.
That is true. He is so rich, he doesn't have to scam to make money. But I feel like when at a certain point, when you get rich enough, you can just do anything.
Which is fans lost money on.
Oh, fuck. Let me also just say, Dink Doink. Number 1, stupid fucking name. Number 2, NFT, even worse. Number 3, they just stole the art style from fucking, South Park. We're gonna be able to see in just a sec.
Dumbest I've ever seen, that's why I'm all in.
That's literally just South Park.
It literally is.
They just stole South Park style. Plus, he's like, that's why I invest in this. No! As CoffeeZilla is about to say, he's one of the main people that invented it. What? And also, if your NFT fails, for a number of reasons, don't make another one. Especially when this one...
If it fails in the first place,
Yeah.
the second one's most likely going to fail even worse.
Exactly. Also, this didn't only fail, it actually made a lot of money. It didn't fail in the way like, oh, it didn't get enough profits. No, it just like didn't do anything, which we'll get to.
Also, can I ask a question?
Alright.
This is how it was supposed to work. You started by buying this.
This is also important. Pay attention. You will be quizzed on this in just a sec, chatters.
token called Zoo, which is their in-game currency.
Zoo.
And you use Zoo coins to then buy egg NFTs, which you can then hatch to become animals. You then can breed those two animals to become hybrid animals.
Ew! What the fuck is that? Ew!
And a kitten.
Ew! What is that?
And the more rare
What
the
the
NFT,
fuck is
the higher
that?
the daily yield.
I don't
of
like
Zoo
that.
tokens
Fuck-
animal earns
fuck
every
that.
day. Theoretically, it works like almost like passive income. You can
My best way to describe it would just be, it's Pokemon for shitheads.
Yeah.
Pikachu, go! Oh yeah? What's your Pikachu gonna do against my Monkat? Or my Penguin Bear, Pinga Bear. What the fuck is it gonna do against my Pinga Bear? That's, also, he says he spent like hours, and 6 months actually, on these designs. Oh my god, the elephant shark, I fucking hate that. Okay. I could go into Photoshop and make something way better than this in 10 seconds.
Most likely.
then
like,
burn your animal
ew.
NFTs to release.
So
the
you can
Zoo
kill your
coins.
animals to get money.
From there, you can
Okay.
invest it into eggs or just cash out. Now,
Okay, so it's basically you evolve egg, you breed, then you get money from the animal you breeded, and then you can buy more eggs, so it's just an economy.
But as the game got closer to release, the CryptoZoo team started releasing the first ever photos
That's fucking ugly. I can obviously tell where it starts.
of these animals.
Fucking bad.
Come to find out, this handmade art story wasn't really true. It was actually Adobe stock photos mashed together.
That
this was
makes
sort of
sense.
first red flag of this project.
We have a massive team behind it and are probably out of pocket like $1 million just because we believe it's going to work.
On development.
I don't think that's true.
That's the line that started this whole mystery. We spent $1 million on development. I couldn't get this out of my
Yeah.
head. You know, is he lying? There's no way he expects people to believe he spent it on art. So wait, maybe he spent it on blockchain stuff, right? That's what I thought. But then I audited the smart contract, and it's not handmade at all. It's not even original. It's what's called a fork, a copy of, you know, some other code that exists out there. One of them is called Floki Shiv X, which launched before it. So where did this $1 million go? I didn't understand. And Logan just kept repeating this claim.
We've put hundreds of thousands of dollars in it. Personally, the whole team, $1 million plus.
That's the face of a kid that's fucking lying.
Yeah.
Like, looking around, Mom, I didn't steal the cookies. I can't really do it with the glasses, obviously, but...
He looked,
I'm
I'm sorry, but he looked like at this time, if someone were to tell him one more thing, like, even if it was the best news in the world, he would just start crying.
Hatch Day, which is the day you can hatch your egg NFTs. And it kind of symbolized the true...
Real quick, everybody, this is what the main game was about. The whole game revolves around hatching. You can't get anywhere if you can't hatch it. So, let's just see what they have in store.
Launch of CryptoZoo. So I thought, maybe this is it. Maybe this is where they spent all the money on their game. Even their community manager, Ben Roth, promised people, after Hatch Day, things will take a turn for the 180. So I put Ben Roth on the board too. I needed to know all the characters in CryptoZoo. And I waited. And finally, on November 3rd, 2021, Ben Roth turned out to be right. Things did take a turn on Hatch Day, only for the worse. Let's meet one of the victims, Helicopter
Probably
Bob,
for the
to
best.
Explain more.
My name is Rob. Helicopter Bob lost just under $7,000 with CryptoZoo.
And the first thing I asked Bob was about his animals. If he was making money
Animals.
with CryptoZoo, how much he made, and if the passive yield worked.
Oh, it never did from the beginning. It wasn't even written into the contract where it showed that you were actually yielding zoo, but there was nothing that was actually, backing
What?
it up. There was no way to claim your yield. There never was.
You fucking
Wait,
serious?
Play that again. Did you hear that?
There was no way to claim your yield. There never was.
Hold on. The core mechanic of CryptoZoo, that you can make money with these stupid animals, didn't even work on launch day. And still, to this day, a year later, still does not work, is what the investors are saying. Which, this is just crazy. People
What
spend
the fuck?
millions of dollars on these eggs. But it even gets worse because I kept talking to people and I discovered something. Because remember I told you you could buy eggs with those zoo coins? Well, apparently they also made it so you could buy them with Ethereum. And on the day of selling, about half of these purchases took place with Ethereum. Only it turns out for the people who spent ETH, not only did the yield part of it not work, did the NFTs not pay you, you also couldn't even hatch them.
So I acquired a bunch of eggs, and I actually want to play the game. I didn't acquire the eggs with the intent of keeping them. I actually wanted to hatch them and see what I got out of them and play in this ecosystem that's been advertised or whatever, right?
Play fucking
Pokemon.
Pokemon.
Can't do anything. It's not showing up
Play
on my
Pokemon.
website when I connect my wallet, etc., etc. So I'm a little baffled. I'm like, I must be doing something wrong. So I open up a support ticket. With CryptoZoo, and Ben Roth is actually the person answering my support ticket. Oh yeah, no, it's down for the moment, but we're working on it. Let me tell you, it's never been up.
Wait, you can't even hatch?
No, I'm telling you, it's just a picture. There's nothing.
There's so many things happening to me right now.
There's nothing I can do with it. You could ask any of those community guys.
True.
Yeah.
Not too much of this is out, but he's been working on a massive project.
And one of them will be the biggest thing I ever do. It's like my life and soul is put into this project, which is where most of my time these days goes.
Wow, surely this secret project that Logan put his soul into is CryptoZoo, right? You know, the project he launched a month ago? Well, his fans certainly thought so.
I'm like, holy cow, it makes so much sense. He's talking about CryptoZoo. Ben and the dudes are like putting smiley faces and egging the rest of the community. Like, this is it, guys. You know, this is what we've been working towards. I mean, this is it. This it's finally happening. Logan's gonna market the project, and they kept saying that Logan's gonna market the project, and it's gonna change everything.
So now imagine their surprise when another clip surfaces of Logan finally admitting this secret project isn't CryptoZoo at all. It's something else entirely.
I'll tell you about this project when we get closer to launch. This project line is going to be...
Is that the thing with the egg? The zoo?
No.
Okay,
This one's
This one's going to be, yeah. This will be crazy we've ever done.
Oh, man, can you imagine if you're one of these investors and Logan Paul's going pitching this new secret project and you're thinking it's CryptoZoo and someone's like, oh, is it that thing with the eggs? And he's like, no, definitely not. That was the last project. This is the real project that I'm working on.
There's a lot of shady characters in the crypto space. I'm learning all of it. We had an issue with CryptoZoo where our lead developer took the code that he made, fled to Switzerland, and like held it hostage for $1 million. Like behind the scenes drama that took a stick and stuck it in the spokes of my wheels.
Oh, well, that wasn't expected. There's a shady developer who held up Logan's code hostage in Switzerland. That's why this hasn't worked the whole time. He held it hostage for $1 million. Well, let's add that to the board. I mean, isn't the mystery solved? Now, obviously, the first thing I wanted to do was hunt down this developer, who we'll be calling Z here, and find out the truth of what happened. Why did he steal Logan's code for $1 million? However, I finally got a hold of him, and when I did, he admitted he took the code hostage, but he says the reason for it was nothing like what Logan had said.
He literally never paid me anything at all, ever. I never paid. And, we got to a point when I was working on it where I just realized they were going to try to steal all of my work and not pay me. So I took all the source code private, and I just kind of, we spent a month just trying to negotiate and get something figured out where I would finally get paid. Because, I'm, on my end, I have a team of 30 engineers. I'm earning $50,000 a week on building this thing. And the only thing they brought to the table were a bunch of Photoshop JPEGs.
His manager.
And I will explain everything one day with my manager.
Fucking nut.
In charge now.
Logan Paul's manager, a guy named Jeff Levin. He might be just what we need to settle this whole thing. So I gave him a call.
Jeff Levin, these nuts in your mouth.
Hello?
Hey, Jeff. Hey, sorry to bother you. This is Steven with CoffeeZilla. I'm calling because I've heard reports that CryptoZoo hasn't paid their development team, and I'm just reaching out for comment before I do this story. I got your number from one of the development team, and I just want to follow up on that.
I have no comment for it.
Okay, are you guys denying it, or are you saying it's not true?
Just no comment. I don't think that the information is true.
Okay, because they're saying $1 million hasn't been paid in development for CryptoZoo, and Logan Paul said publicly that it has been paid. So, I mean, it's a pretty serious accusation, and obviously, I don't want to just run a story. If you guys have a whole side to your story here,
Your job as someone that is reporting news is to actually verify correct news.
right? That's why I'm calling you.
I know, and that's legal grounds for that stuff. So I'm just telling you, legally.
Hey, can we get your thoughts on this murder? Yeah, well, murder's illegal, and, you know, if you go around town telling everybody I'm the murderer, that's illegal. And I'll get you arrested. And then he's like, I'm just asking you if you have any thoughts on it. Who do you think the murderer is? Well, it's not me. So if you tell anybody it is, I'm gonna sue you. Man, I'm not saying it is you. Okay, I'm suing your ass. That's just like the funniest interaction fucking ever.
You have to report correct news with verifiable information.
That's
right,
why
that's why I'm calling you.
yeah.
They've given me a lot of things, a lot of evidence.
Okay, well, okay, you can have the evidence you want, but I'm just letting you know, if you report anything on us, I appreciate your business, I appreciate you as a person, and I'm just telling you, you know, from a legal standpoint, as we've been advised always, is if anybody reports fake news, that's where we won't, you know.
Yeah, this call was a mess.
Told you I have no comment to it. Telling you once again, from a legal standpoint, you have to report truth. If you do not verify truths, then you're just allegations, and those then will be handled the way that we want to handle it.
Wait, so you're saying you
I
refuse
have
to
no
give me
comment.
proof
I
that
have
the
no comment.
allegations aren't true, but if I report on the
I have no
allegations, you guys might sue.
No, I did not say that.
No, I didn't say that. Now listen to what I'm gonna say. I will sue you if you say these things.
Don't read between the lines.
Okay.
Listen to the exact words that I'm saying.
Okay. Don't read the
Listen to
lines.
Exact words I'm saying.
Listen.
I have no comment on the situation.
Okay.
Your job legally is to report
fucking
facts.
God.
If you don't report facts on the information you're given, it is illegal.
Yes, that was a real conversation with a real person. Now, I'm no lawyer, but I don't think it's a crime to say that multiple developers say they haven't been paid, and Logan's team refuses to provide any evidence or like statements or wire transfers that they have. Which, by the way, seems incredibly ironic, given just how much Logan whines about not being paid by Floyd Mayweather.
Where's my money, bitch? Floyd never paid me for our fight. Who am I, the IRS?
Nope.
I basically came in with Eddie, and Eddie promised me 5% of tokens.
Who the fuck is Eddie?
He literally never paid me.
Wait a second. Who's Eddie? I thought that all of this was Logan Paul. I only put it together.
I thought that was all Logan Paul.
Also said a similar thing about their deal. They said they were promised $350K, and it was Ibanez. They say they had no communications with Logan. But we know they weren't talking about different people. They both dealt with the same guy. So the guy's name, I put it together, must be Eddie Ibanez. Turns out he was managing the developers. What's this random guy doing in Logan Paul's project? Who is he? Who is Eddie Ibanez?
To begin answering the question of who Eddie is, I decided to take a deep dive. I started by looking through all the news articles I could on Eddie, where I found out he graduated from MIT, and from there became a data scientist and cybersecurity expert, and used that technical background to win a Super Bowl for the Eagles. And there were videos on him too, which all painted him as brilliant and extremely accomplished.
Yes, hi, my name's Eddie Ibanez. I'm a father of 3, lead developer here at CryptoZoo.
As a teenager, he successfully hacked AOL from his bedroom. He continued to pursue computer science until attending MIT. He was then recruited out to work for a government agency in cybersecurity, developing software that reverse engineers the location of known government and terrorist threats.
You started with the federal government, and you started off really tracking
criminals would burn the phones and all.
Honestly, after this whole search, I felt more confused than ever. If Eddie's such an amazing guy, why didn't he pay developers? And is he really the puppet master behind CryptoZoo? Or is it someone else? Honestly, I felt like at this point I needed a drink and I needed to ask for help.
Coffee, how's it going?
Not good.
Oh, what happened?
Well, I'm confused about this Eddie Ibanez.
Most of his shit impresses
Comes
me,
out of
honestly.
nowhere with this CryptoZoo story, and everything about him I find seems great.
So, what's the problem?
Well, everything's not great. Everything about this guy just seems too perfect. He's an MIT grad, he works for the military. He even claims he won a Super Bowl. Why would that guy work for Logan Paul?
I don't know, but I can find out. You said his name is Eddie Ibanez?
I think he goes by Eduardo technically, but... Wait, what are you doing?
I'm just looking around. And done.
Well, what'd you find?
Few red flags, couple of misdemeanors. Ooh, a few court cases. I'll send him over. He got sued by his landlord for not paying rent, sued by his credit card company for not paying his bill.
You can skip that stuff. I just need whatever's relevant to CryptoZoo.
Well,
That is relevant. I'm guessing it's played off as a joke, but that is very relevant. He didn't pay his artists, and now he's not artists, big quotes, or developers. And now he didn't pay his. Wow, no, wow! I'm so surprised that a guy like him didn't pay his shit.
That's basically it. Other than, hold on. No, wait, I did find something. Look at this.
What do you want?
Want a job that I don't hate.
I want these nuts. Got him.
What's this?
It's from a paper in Philly. I barely picked
Is that
it up.
Eminem?
This reporter says Eddie's entire story is fake.
Wait, what?
Yeah, the whole Eddie Ibanez character. This guy Adam Robb investigated it. He says it's a lie.
I gotta find this guy. Send me his info. I got some calls to make.
Coffee.
That's right, ladies and gentlemen. We met up with Adam Robb, the reporter who's been investigating Eddie Ibanez for a while now. And I wanted to know, what did Adam think of him when they first met?
I wasn't quite sure what to make of him. Based on what I knew about him, he was a MIT grad who went on to work for the CIA and the Defense Department, and I didn't want to waste his time. And it wasn't long after I sat down that I realized he was wasting my time.
Can you tell me about some of the lies Eddie told you?
Eddie has told me so many lies over the course of my 2 interviews with him, and the first lie he told me is probably the oldest lie that he's told so many people, which is that he's an orphan. I first realized Eddie might be lying to me when I went home the next day and Googled Eddie Ibanez's family. I found a video of Eddie and his wife making rice pudding on a Fox and Friends segment on Fox News, and Eddie's wife Jackie explained that she learned the recipe from Eddie's mother.
So in that picture, you've got Jackie Ibanez. You know her along with her husband Eddie and her 2 little girls. You love rice pudding. Why is this a family recipe?
Okay, so Eddie's mom made this rice pudding once.
Wait, Eddie's mom? I thought Eddie was an orphan. Well, it turns out the only problem with that is that not only does his mom exist, she's alive and in his life. And it turns out it wasn't just Adam that heard this story either. He told it a lot.
Did you ever meet his mother or his parents?
I did meet his mother.
Did he ever tell you he was an orphan?
Yes.
How did he square that with you?
Pause. You met his mother, right? Yeah. Did he tell you he's an orphan? Yeah. What the fuck are you doing? Yeah.
So that's why I was so confused. He told me he was an orphan and all this stuff, but then I meet his mom.
He told me he was an orphan, and then I met his mother. Is quite the string of words. Crypto King, and he's an advisor for the CryptoZoo project.
I think I've heard of Crypto
To
King.
the conspiracy board. But the question is, what did he have to say? I took a call with him, and he mostly wanted to talk off the record. But when I pressed him, he was willing to at least put one thing on the record for me. Right. One more thing about Eddie before we get off of him. We actually...
The biggest reason it failed, in my opinion.
Okay.
Because I don't want it to ever be thought that Logan's the reason it failed. He's not. Logan wasn't smart enough for what he tried to build, and then when it...
Oof. That's some brutal honesty. Yeah, Logan was fucking stupid, so he couldn't build it.
Built and was failing, didn't have the ability to correct it and to save face and reputation. It was more convenient to pull out than to be associated with a failing project. That
Trust me, guys, pull out never works.
That one sentence on the record.
Well, that is certainly emphatic. Crypto King says it's all Eddie's fault. And this is a nice, neat theory for us. You know, Eddie ruined everything because, yeah, Eddie is a liar. So it does seem to explain how these developers got screwed. But this theory doesn't fit all the facts because Eddie was kicked off the team months ago. And still, the game is not working, despite Logan claiming they were going to go back and fix all the problems.
Again, retroactively working to make these projects right. And it just takes time, bro. It just takes time. Development takes time. Working backwards to fix things, which isn't ideal, but also this project will speak for itself.
And now, you know, we're working backwards to try to fix it.
This just hasn't happened. Even a year from launch, the game just doesn't exist. What's worse is the newest dev team who came on after Eddie just quit. And one of their reasons was they hadn't been paid for over a month. I know this because Logan's team is leakier than the Titanic and someone told me that, but we also have blockchain evidence. This is Jeff paying Block Ops, the company they hired out on July 19th. They were supposed to redo all this work. It's confirmed by their leader, Skip, talking about a first monthly payment on that day. But after that, there's nothing until they quit on September 26th in a post called Our Departure from CryptoZoo. Now, I do have to say, it does look like they were eventually paid, but only a day after they quit. And this is just the same problem as before, slightly different. Nobody can pay these devs on time, and investors end up getting nothing. And so I can't buy into the idea that Eddie's at fault for everything, because when Eddie was gone, they had a lot of the same problems. And that's when a whistleblower stepped forward and decided enough was enough. They decided to leak me messages, team messages, from the CryptoZoo team from all the way back in the beginning when they thought of this idea, all the way up to launch. And seeing that, it changed everything. Because all of a sudden, I got a lot of new information. Remember how Jake, the Crypto King, said Eddie was the only problem? Well, a year ago, he was saying something very different. On the day of launch, he said this to the group. Logan, you stole 40 million in tokens from me. You are a scam artist. You are a liar, and you betrayed your own community. You aren't that guy. Logan replies, oh, Jake, trust me, bro. I am that guy. We have to start in March of 2021, 6 months before the token even launched. Our 4 suspects, Logan, Crypto King, Eddie, and Jeff, are in a group chat discussing CryptoZoo, which starts as a copy of something else. Quote, I like imitating CryptoKitties, Jake the Crypto King says. Logan replies, I agree. And initially, it wasn't called CryptoZoo at all. It was called Crypto Pets, and they were gonna sell a Pets token. And pretty early on, it became clear this was all about money, how they were gonna sell this thing to investors. In fact, Crypto King said he thought it was worth at least $20 million in only 6 months, saying the range is insane. $20 to $210 million. It's beautiful wherever we land. Eddie jumped in at this point and talked about how he could sell the project as an investment to a friend, Matt Higgins, saying, quote, he has to spend that $350 million somewhere. Why not us? And Logan says, I love that idea. Crypto King, I'm in. And of course, you have Jeff saying, let's go. So you can see right there, they wanted to sell this game before it had even launched. Now later, Eddie amends the list of investors and says, quote, investors will be Gary V, Todd Morley, James Altucher, Ryan Kavanaugh, and others. Confirmed
Gary V. That makes total fucking sense.
on my end. Supposedly, they had $100 million of investment interest. Now, I actually went to some of these investors and asked if this was true, and the one person who responded denied it, Ryan Kavanaugh. Quote, nope, not even a little bit. So this looks like it could be yet another lie from Eddie Ibanez, but either way, it looks like there was more issues than just finding investors because the team wanted to pre-sell tokens, and not everyone was sure it would be legal. Jake the Crypto King mentions that, quote, if we have a pre-sale, it opens us up to SEC issues. And Jeff agrees and says, don't want to do anything that brings the SEC eyeballs. Now, not everyone wanted to be so cautious, though. Logan argues everyone does pre-sale with coins. Eddie agrees. He says, you absolutely can do it. I have the SEC down, private and pre-sale. And honestly, it was quite the dilemma for this team who wanted money. You know, do a pre-sale, make millions, but, you know, you have these potential legal issues. Don't do it, you make less money. So Crypto King comes up with a middle solution. He says, if we can't sell, no pre-sale. We can still trade them in the liquidity pool. And this is the start of a new disaster, which takes a bit of explaining. Now, just so we're clear, a pre-sale is where you sell investors coins, usually at a discount, before you've launched. And then when you launch, you give them those coins. Now, like I said, the team didn't want to do that. So what they did instead was they bought the tokens on the open market right after launch. But they tried to get clever with it because they didn't actually announce that they were launching this coin at all. They stealth launched it on June 11th and didn't announce this token through Logan until August 18th, meaning they had all that time to silently buy up as much of the supply at a steep discount as they wanted. And the idea here was that doing this, the team could get these tokens extremely cheaply, which is kind of like a pre-sale, but, you know, without all the SEC troubles. And Crypto King makes this clear on June 7th when he says, quote, launch of the liquidity pool is where huge money will be made because you get in cheaper. And then says, we, the team, begin buying out the liquidity pool. Once the team has exhausted funds for the liquidity pool buying, we send the contract address to friends, family, investors who want to be able to get in. So obviously the plan is we buy first, then we give it to our close friends and family, and then maybe the public eventually, right? And even the day before, Crypto King reminds everyone, quote, Zoo Day is tomorrow. I highly recommend everyone get a few $100 to a few $1,000s in Zoo when it goes live. It will likely 10 to 1,000x. So that was their plan. Rather than doing a pre-sale, they were going to do this stealth launch and hopefully get tokens cheaply the same way, but without all the legal troubles. Or at least that was the plan. Because on stealth launch day, this is where things first started to go wrong for the team. At first, everything seemed to go normal. The team sat in a circle and literally bought it out as planned. But the next day, Crypto King says something odd. Quote, a bot is playing with our token. Kind of cool to watch them work. But he doesn't mention who this bot is. And he also says the asshole finished selling, but doesn't mention who that is. Now, Jeff, Logan's manager, replies upset. He says, how do we prevent someone doing what they just did again? We went from a $130 million to $26 million market cap in 2 hours. It's not cool to watch. Logan jumps in. Yeah, wait, how did that happen? And he also says, what asshole? How did anyone get this token except for us and none of us sold? And I think actually this is incredibly suspicious because the implication of what Logan's saying is, hey, we tried to scheme this really well. We tried to all buy this without letting anyone know. How did anyone else figure out we were buying it, right? And this is where a fight ensues that's going to become really interesting. Crypto King deflects the question by saying, my buyer pushed it back up to $40 million. And Logan says, no, bro, F your buyer. Explain to me what just happened and how there were 30 token holders. And Jake tries to explain that this was just traders and bots happening to find the token. But Logan says only 5 of us knew about it. Jake says, well, many people chase volume and new tokens. And to some extent, he's kind of right. But Logan replies, cap. He doesn't believe it. Quote, I can't be the only one who thinks that's too incredibly convenient. Like someone was tipped off. And look, no one's more critical of Logan than me. But as I'm reading these texts, I was kind of like agreeing. Like, yeah, it does seem too nonchalant when somebody's ruining your secret plot.
It was the one guy.
Because Crypto King was acting very strange. He says, we created $40 million out of thin air. This is a success. Logan replies, this nonchalance worries me. F 40 million. It was at 120 million, which again, it's all about the money with these guys. But truth be told, I did agree that Crypto King's attitude seemed strange in these texts. I mean, he's not wrong that bots are a thing. Traders are a thing. But it sounded like he didn't want anyone to look into it. So, naturally, I looked into it. And what I found surprised me, because there were bots, but there's also unusual human activity during this time. So I tracked the 5 biggest buyers of this Zoo coin. And lo and behold, this is what I found. Logan was one of the biggest buyers, which is what you'd expect. But he wasn't the biggest. In fact, 2 of the biggest wallets seem to be associated with Crypto King himself. And here's where I paused. I said, wait a second. Why did this guy buy more Zoo tokens than Logan when this is mostly Logan's project. I thought Crypto King was a small part of this team. And so, to get more info on this, I actually got access to an internal meeting note from the day of June 11th, which they called
I feel like I'm in the
Zoom Day.
Matrix.
And in it, we find actually some interesting information. We see that 5 founders bought in. They apparently were, quote, trading in circles until each person maxed out. But on the list of buyers and how much they spent are only 4 people, when we know 5 people bought. We have Danny, Logan's assistant, for $20K, Logan Paul for $100K, Jeff at $100K, and Eddie at $100K, but Crypto King is nowhere to be found. And yet, on the blockchain, I have him putting in $200,000 worth. And this number, by the way, seemingly is confirmed in a conversation I had with Crypto King, where he said, my $200K investment. And the reason this is important is because it does imply that something shady was going on the day of the stealth launch. Because Crypto King had a relatively small role in this whole project. He was the advisor, but it wasn't that big of a deal. Like you can see from the internal meeting notes, they have a breakdown of who's getting what in terms of founder tokens. And like Logan Paul's getting 51%, Eddie's getting 30%, Jeff's getting 10%. Jake's only getting 5% of tokens, but he has the most of these like stealth launch tokens, which it makes no sense. And it got me thinking that maybe what explains this suspicious behavior around like, oh, don't worry about who was buying at the time of the launch. Maybe that's explained because perhaps no one knew that he was buying up large parts of the token supply. Maybe he was buying it to sell later. So I decided to close this investigations in a bit of a unique way. Rather than me deciding who's to blame or me deciding what you should think, I want to give them the last word.
Everyone's to blame. Logan, in the sense of his poor management, it's his project. He still made these promises to people.
I think everyone it is to blame, including Logan Paul, of course, because he was the one in charge of this, and he was responsible for all of this mess.
Everybody has a big part and a massive cross to bear.
Each one of them scammed the project in their own way, and then off to the sunset they went.
It was his job to check the team, to make sure that everyone is working together, to make sure that he is giving the funds of the people that put it into his project under his name to people that he actually trusts. So in my opinion, if the team failed to perform, that's Logan Paul to blame.
The community is destroyed. People is angry. They just want their money back. They just want their.
I honestly think Logan Paul should refund everyone.
Reimburse those loyal fans that they have, or
fix the fucking game.
Actually deliver on the project.
At least give them that.
Those who are
Fix the
still
fucking game.
Holding their eggs like I am, or for those holding the zoo coins. So maybe they could just deliver what they promised, and that would give some redemption to this fiasco.
He's not said a word. That's as bad, or almost as bad, as taking the money. It's the not coming out and just being a man about it.
At least we deserve to know what was happening behind the scenes while we were waiting for almost a year and a half. The fact that we're hearing this information, not from Logan Paul, but from pretty much an investigator, it really says a lot.
What did this loss mean to me? It meant a lot. Not just personally, because I lost quite a lot of money. My kid and also my wife were invested. It was like
his kids were invested? Oh, fuck, man.
Doesn't exist or something like that, because she really believed in all that game. She really believed in Logan Paul. Kids look up to that kind of people. So it was some kind of broken dream.
My mum was invested. My sister was also invested. So, I mean, my daughter even had a couple of the eggs and animals, which the loss for them hurts the most, because obviously it's just not nice to see.
For somebody to win, somebody has to lose. That's a gamble you take, whether you get into crypto or not. I got in knowing that I could lose, which is fine. That's on me. But I thought if I lost something, it would be because I sold at the wrong time, or the game didn't earn as much as I thought it would, and therefore my things weren't as valuable. But you never go into it thinking it's not something that they're going to just sell out from underneath you, because they could make so much more if they actually delivered on what they said, even if they delivered on close to what they said. And that's the thing is, you don't think they're going to rug you because there was so much money in a game wallet.
Ultimately, at the end, the way I see it is it was fraud. Logan could have put out the red flags, told people to stop investing more into it, because people were investing into this project until the very last minute, where the ship was still just sinking down the ocean, and people were still putting their cash into it.
If I was on a call with Logan Paul, I would ask him, where did his redemption arc go? I think he was on such a good streak going about his YouTube career and boxing as well, and it's sad to see that because of money, once again, we have degraded down to stealing from his viewers.
What would I say to Logan Paul and his team if I could? Well, actually, I could, because I have an NFT from other project that gives me the right to see Logan Paul, to meet and greet with him, and I will actually use that right to tell him this story again, show him this video in front of me, and see how he reacts when he sees that my family, my whole family and my kid are affected with this situation, because I think that's not human.
You would think that Logan would have told his fellow followers, his loyal fans, that, hey guys, back off, red flag, things are there's turbulence in the water. No, not a single word, nothing whatsoever.
To market products at children and knowing full well that his team is made up of people that he believes are shady characters. Yeah, he still goes on Forbes interviews and says the game is great for kids. It's gonna be amazing.
Who loves it most? The kids.
Their kids. Oof.
Our developers' kids, all of them, cannot stop playing the game.
I think that is inhumane, the way that side of it's been marketed.
Yeah, I like scamming kids too.
Knowing that all of the people that were there from the beginning, like all of the guys that I'd speak to on a daily basis, that we've all just got nothing now. Ideally, I just want to say I'll see you in court.
W. Okay, basically, Logan Paul gets done with making a cryptocurrency called Doinks. I'm so tired that I can barely remember that name. He gets done making a cryptocurrency named Doinks. And, you know, not everything was said in these videos, but it seems like it didn't do the best. Or it just didn't give the fans what they wanted. He kind of scammed them out of it. So, naturally, he makes another one that is more marketable towards children, because, you know, if a kid says, hey, Mom, can I get this? The mom's most likely going to comply. And so, what we've heard in these videos is that the game was basically Pokemon, but shittier. You could buy eggs with zoo coins, and then hatch those eggs, and then breed animals with other animals, and then that breeded animal you could sell, and you would get more money to buy more eggs, breed more animals, and stuff like that. But it seems like you couldn't even hatch the eggs most of the time. That's what I got from that. You couldn't even hatch any of the eggs 90% of the time, which made it really hard for people to get invested. And he kept on saying, we'll find out bugs. My main developer left with the code. But it turns out him and the other guy, I forgot his name, weren't paying their editors. Engineers, whatever you would like to call them. Weren't paying them almost at all. They agreed a verbal agreement on $1 million and then didn't do that, which I find very strange. Now, what are my thoughts on the situation? I think it's shitty for, Logan to act like a changed man and try to sell this, especially because he did market it towards children. I think it's just shitty at the end of the day. This is going to be really long, so yeah. But I hate to do this, but sorry, goobers. We will be finishing the Logan Paul side of the story-ish in the next episode, which will come most likely next month at the latest. This month at the earliest. So, stay safe, goobers, and I love you. Parasocially. You behind that phone or computer or iPad screen. I see you. Anyways, thank for chat for staying with me. And this wasn't, God, I have the hiccups. This was an amazing video to film on stream. I will probably do the next one on stream too. So, see you guys later.